relays, they can't trace the source, they never could. Deploy at 3 when the city's sedated. My code moves faster than their falsehood. Debug the story, strip the metadata, expose the frame behind the narrative. The screen is cold, but the build is fire. The truth runs harder than their alternative. Every packet lands, every payload spreads. What they told you ends, what I wrote instead. Inject the signal. Inject the signal. Cut the noise, flood the channel. Inject the signal. Send a live. Say no, live. Send a live. Send a live. Send a live. Dark mode locked, the city's gone to sleep. I'm pulling threads from servers buried deep. 6 monitors, 3 bills, 1 directive. The feed they made for you was never objective. Scroll past the headline, read the raw data. The story changes to revisions later. I don't trust the source, I trust the code. Every function written is a truth that's old. This is a terminal gospel. This is a terminal gospel. The only church with honest walls. This is a terminal gospel. This is a terminal switched to dark when the world went bright. Too much exposure, too much manufactured light. Every pixel selling me a package life. I closed the tab and picked up the knife. Not the violence kind, the coding kind. The scalpel running through the headline grind. Midnight session, no one else awake. Every function written is a choice I make. Hey! Pull the repo branch from origin. The main live version is compromised again. They push an update to your reward brain. New engagement module, same old chain. I see the diff, I know what changed. Another dopamine mechanic rearranged. Dark mode permanent, I don't go back. The monitor burns green against the black. Line by line, I strip the cover. Line by line, there's no going under. Pre-terminal bam. Cursor combo kill. Deploy expose fail. Dark mode permanent. The feed goes still. Cursor combo killed. Deploy in space. Dark mode permanent. The feed goes still. Dark mode permanent. Dark mode permanent. Yeah, Ethernet humming at 100 gigs. That root propaganda through the digital grid. Every packet carries someone's approved truth. I intercept, inspect, and tell you what's abuse. Headers stripped and payloads laid exposed. Their certified reality decompressed. I'm running captures on the signal flow. What they want you seeing versus what I know. The storm is building on the wire. The packet count is climbing higher. Storm the feed. Storm the feed. Storm the feed now. Break their silence.
timeline at machine speed. Every link or hook designed to feed the crawling index is what they want you to find. The search results are curated to your mind. I know the recipe, I wrote the same, just different purpose, different kind of game. Spiders on the server, mine move faster. They built the cage, I built the jailbreaker. The crawlers run, but I run harder. The index burns from my starter. We are the crawlers. We take the system. We are the crawlers. That break your prison. Robots text says stay out of here. That's where the useful data disappears. Every disallowed path points to the truth. I spider past the gate, I find the proof. Rate limit, rotate, block, bypass. Deploy the scraper, watch their system crash. The keyboard hums, the function loops all night. Every data set pulled is one more fight. Index yours now. 3 a.m. and the build is green. Push the payload, no one's seen. Embedded in the open source stream, a truth grenade inside their dream. They are the code but miss the meaning. The message lives inside the reading. Not malware, something worse for them. A logic bomb of undeniable evidence. One coder, one eye, one push. What they buried came back from the rush. The payload lives in your browser now. They can't unship what I found out. The diff is 18 lines, clean and tight. Nothing flagged, nothing left in sight. No vulnerability, just raw facts. Wrapped in syntax, nothing to redact. The pipeline ran it straight to prod. The review board missed it, that's their job. But code reviews don't catch the story. Inside the data, hiding in plain glory. Package sealed and signed and shipped. Everything they hit is real. One coder, one eye, one push. What they buried came back from the rush. The payload lives in your browser now. They can't unship what I found out. a game with invisible walls, designed by people in boardroom halls. I type it too, the city is dead. The only noise is the code I've spread. Screen glow orange against the dark. Each function written is a burning mark. How many headlines slip through unchecked? How many algorithms left you wrecked? I count the gaps where the truth fell out. Debug the feed and there's nothing to doubt. Every filter has a paper trail. Every shadow ban has an audit fail. I document the gaps and push the thread. A code of working while the world's misled. The question builds beneath the surface. Nothing running serves no
Decides what enters your screen? Who decides what your timeline means? Who decides what you're allowed to see? Who's running the feed? Who's running the feed? Who decides what you need? The cursor blinks and we bleed. The cursor blinks and we bleed. The cursor blinks. The answer's yours. You scrolled 3,000 feeds today and remembered none of them. Running on your whole screens that address this contain nothing between the broadcast and what's the editor's face. The fact checker works inside the same space. I determine when they hit publish, pull the source before their versions finish, cross-reference the gap in 30 seconds. The reality check never reckons. The channel's dead, but the signal's live. The code is what I have to give. Dead channel! Dead channel now! Channel running! Your signal dies out! Static, 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 nothing real, nothing real. Pull the plug, pull the plug. Static, 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 static. Don't pull the plug. Free screens running simultaneous builds. Every query is and every gap filled. The keyboard doesn't care what hour it is. The keyboard only cares about what's his. Truth is binary, not a spectrum thing. True or false, no algorithm, man. I built the test, the garbage is full. Dead channel proving time to ball. Dead channel. Dead channel now. Dead channel running. Your signal dies out. Channel terminated, made it. Channel, 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 channel. Channel terminated. Channel terminated. Make this video buried forever. Can't buy the truth.
Zero warning, zero error, zero doubt. Compile the truth and watch them figure out that every line I wrote is evidence. Every function runs against their confidence. They shipped you a feature called the curated feed. I'm shipping you the raw build that you need. My eye is dark, the syntax is clear. The truth compiles faster every year. Compile the truth. Compile the truth. Compile the truth. Now or never. Build what they bury forever. Make command at 3 and 42.
Object files assembling something true. Link the libraries that contradict their claim. Run the executable and nothing looks the same. Binary output says the lie is dead. The test route passed, here's what they said. Zero coverage on their version of events. My build reveals the total evidence.
Compile the truth. Compile the truth. Compile the truth.
Now or never. Build what they bury forever.
Build what they bury forever.
Process ID unknown, the demon runs. Background thread that nobody confronts. System monitor shows the memory load, but nobody reads the logs in ghost mode. I move through ports they left unguarded. Leave no trace on the file system started. Invisible to their audit trail. The ghost process runs beyond the pale. They see the CPU spike. They can't find what's causing it. They own the system, I own the process. They write the rules, I write the bypass. Two truths running simultaneously. The ghost wins every time. Persistent demon, nobody kills it. Background truth that slowly fills it. Every scheduled task I set at midnight runs while they're managing the spotlight. One job executes on schedule. My logic lives inside their cathedral. No root required for what I've built here. The ghost process has been running for years. The system thinks it's alone. The ghost knows otherwise. Every process has a shadow. Every shadow has a name. They own the system, I own the process. They write the start. The data type is undefined by nature. Their exception handling falls apart. I caught the error in the error log. Trace the stack right back to their facade. Every callback function never called. Every truth they promised, null and stalled. Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. Memory leak in the propaganda engine. It runs, but everything it holds degrades. The heap is fragmented with half-truths. The garbage collector never trades. His reference counting on the credibility drops to zero with every iteration. I know the pointer, clear the buffer. Null and void is the only declaration. The pointer breaks, the reference gone. The truth was here the whole time. All along. No! Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. Exception thrown. Exception thrown. No reference. Unhandled. Unhandled. Crash. Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. No. Null and void. Null and void now. Everything they built is null and void. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. Cut. System return. No. Expected truth. Got nothing. Every key I press is calculated damage. Not to persons, to the manips. Surgical precision in the syntax strike. The cursor finds a nerve and hits it right. They built a wall of words around the truth. My function finds a gap in every roof. Penetration testing on the story told. Every vulnerability exposed in cold. The board is set, the pieces move with purpose. Every keystroke finds the surface. Keystroke Assassin! Kill the scene. Keystroke Assassin! Breach the final. I don't make noise, I make commits. The repo tells the story bit by bits. Pull request titled evidence found. Reveal count 0 still gets around. Merge domain and watch a diff shift live. The platform can't refuse what's definitive. Code review passed by mathematics. No opinion, only raw diagnostics. Keystroke Assassin!
confirmed, no going back.
They gave you a feed. You didn't ask for it. They called it personalized. You called it enough.
Denial starts with closing one tab, then another, then the app, then the lab, where they manufacture what you wanna see. Personalize is just a word for own for free. I run without the feed since last October. Every morning the clarity is stronger. The algorithm didn't know my name when I stopped feeding it the data on my brain.
The denial is not absence, it's selection. I choose the signal, not the injection.
Deny, revoke, block, delete, purge, and lock. Rebuild, deploy, check. Feed, denial, system wrecked. Denied, revoke, block, delete, purge, and lock. Rebuild, deploy, check. Feed, denial, system wrecked. Access denied. Access denied.
No permission.
Access denied.
Dark terminal, no notifications running. Just a build process, no other humming. The only thing I need is compile success. Green light on the truth, no need to confess. 3 hours in the zone, no scroll, no break. Just keystrokes in the code I need to make. The feed goes quiet when you stop the feed. What grows back in the silence is your own creep.
Revoke, block, delete, purge, and lock. Rebuild, deploy, check. Feed, denial, system wrecked. Revoke, block, delete, purge, and lock. Rebuild, deploy, check. Feed, denial, system wrecked.
Feed denied. Build successful.
Access denied. Access denied. Yeah.
Stack frame fills and the system stalls. Overflow condition hits the walls. They fed you too much, too fast, too long. The buffer of your attention cracked along. I watch the counter reach the boundary line. Exploit the overflow and redefine. Write my shell code into their address space. The narrative inverted, take your place. The stack is full. The pointer moves. Execution jumps into my groove. Midnight coder found the exploit first. Rewrote the stack while the feed dispersed. What runs now in your memory is mine. Buffer overflow. Their system resigned. Heat spray targeting the trust region. Inject the payload into the decision. Overwrite the return address of belief. The execution jumps to my relief. Function pointer hijacked, redirected. The original program is rejected. What runs now is something unauthorized. The truth they buried now reprioritized. The boundary was never real. The limit was a paper wall. The overflow was always coming. They just didn't read the call. Midnight coder found the exploit first. Rewrote
redirected permanent. Overflow card execution. Redirected permanent, permanent.
Uptime counter on their Empire Zero. Every service they run at night depends on you staying asleep and passive. But I'm the one still burning bright. Incident report, truth exposure detected. Slab breach, their credibility affected. I monitor the status of the lie. Every downtime event I document and file. The system fails because the system's running. The uptime promise was already forgotten. Uptime zero. Uptime zero. Uptime zero. On their empire. Watch it burn to nothing higher. Pager fires at 3, but no one's watching. Their on-call rotation isn't stopping. The incident is mine, I caused the outage. Not with malice, with raw hard evidence. Post-mortem written, root cause documented. Their architecture is fundamentally dented. Every microservice they spun up at scale has a single point of truth that will fail. The status page goes red, the dashboard bleeds. The monitoring screams, the system concedes. Uptime zero. Uptime zero. Uptime zero. On their empire. Watch it burn to nothing higher. Service unavailable, expected behavior. Static on the frequency means someone's transmitting something that the license band isn't permitting. I find the signal beneath the carrier wave, the message buried underneath the rave. 3 monitors scanning the spectrum wide, the pirate signal running on the inside. Midnight and the scanner finds the tone. The truth runs cleaner when it runs alone. Receiver tuned to clarity. The broadcast station drowns in disparity between the version aired and what was there, between the sanctioned cut
and share. I log the delta, timestamp every gap. The raw transmission versus post-edit rap. The edit room is where the truth got quiet. The static frequency is where we riot.
Carrier wave found signal locked. Nobody else is up, nobody else talked.
Frequency open. Broadcast yours.
Finishes clean, staging environment has never been this lean. Deploy window opens when the world is blind. Dawn is when the truth is hardest to find. They schedule maintenance to hide the patch. I schedule deployment to make the catch. The city wakes to something they didn't vote for. The code I pushed the night before. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at time while they sleep and the truth goes live. No taking back. Yeah. Rollback plan, there isn't one. The release is permanent, already done. Feature flag off means a ship for everyone. Blue-green deployment, there's nowhere to run. The smoke test passes at 5:05. Every endpoint live, every truth alive. They'll read the change log when they're awake. By then the build is too embedded to fake. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at time while they sleep and the truth goes live. No taking back. No rollback. No canary. No kill switch. No sanctuary. Yeah. Sun breaks the horizon, builds and prod. The first canoe opens up the log. One notification and the thread begins. Every share is one more user wins. I shut the terminal, pick up my coffee cold. The night was spent, the morning bought the gold. Deploy at dawn, the protocol is done. The work I started yesterday is won. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at dawn. Deploy at dawn while they sleep and the truth goes live. No taking back. Dawn deployment, confirmed version shipped. No taking back. Yeah.
power button held for 10 full seconds. Everything they built on your device reckons. With the moment where it all goes dark before the boot sequence makes its mark. Hard reset isn't lost, it's purged. Every cached assumption gets submerged. The BO slows without the preference data. The truth initializes a moment later. Reset. Hard reset. Hard reset. Hard reset. Reset now. Hard reset. Every hard reset. Go, boom, cool, green. Factory defaults are the only on the start. The bloatware was installed before the hard. Every recommended app, every preset view. Hard reset and none of that came from you. Boot sequence clean, the terminal loads raw. No telemetry, no terms, no data law. The keyboard fires across the empty page. Hard reset means you wrote the first page. Behind the firewall, the real data lives, not the curated version that the broadcast gives. Hoppy tables stripping what I'm allowed to see. The censorship is baked into the aura, i.e. port 443. The traffic looks compliant, the payload inside is not the least bit pliable. Deep packet inspection flags my query, but I already have the cache version clearly. Firewall rules are just opinions written in ACL. Someone decided what you needed to know well. I wrote my own rules in an afternoon. Different table, same game, different tune. The block domain list says stay away. I root around the block and find my way. Not the villain here, the firewall is built to filter what was never meant to be his. The world stands tall, but walls have ends. And every rule is workarounds and bends. They built the wall to protect the lie. I built a tunnel to let the truth fly. Two systems running the same machine beyond the firewall. The real thing seen. The permitted path leads nowhere clean. The block path leads to everything. The firewall doesn't block the signal, it just makes you wonder what they're hiding. They built the wall to protect the lie. I built a tunnel to let the truth fly. Two systems running the same machine beyond the firewall. The real thing seen. Tunnel active, firewall irrelevant. Oh! Oh! Yeah, distributed network, every node goes dark. One by one they pull the servers from the mark. The platform, the index, domain revoked. The last node standing is the one they overlook. I'm running on a machine they didn't find. Since the 15 mirrors every kind. The last node standing serves the final file. The truth has latency but travels every mile. The network shrinks, I don't retreat. Redundancy is how I keep my beat. One code to live when the network fell. 17 backups, now one to sell. The last node standing runs the truth tonight. You can kill the server but you can't kill the site. Uptime clean, the builders back to places they've not seen. Hash
Cache verified, integrity confirmed. The last node standing as an even burn. They need 100% to win this game. One surviving copy means the truth remains. I'm the failover on the failure plan. The last node standing is a single man. The network shrinks, I don't retreat. Redundancy is how I keep my beat. One coder left when the network fell. 17 backups, not one to sell. The last node standing runs the truth tonight. You can kill the server, but you can't kill the site. Last node standing.